I'm so excited to have you back for another recording of ETA 56 Days. We are on day 47 days to go, and I want to talk to you about appreciation. Now, it's not something that I do daily, although it is great to have in a daily routine. And I don't always remember, but when I do, it's really powerful. So I just wanted to kind of share with you the instances when I do remember, when I do think about it. And for example, last night I came home and it was, late. It was dark outside. I was exhausted and it was cold, it was dark, it was rainy, and it just hit me in that moment as I was unpacking my car. I was like, oh, I am so appreciative that I have a home to go to, that I have a roof over my head, that I have a place that is warm and that is safe and that is, welcoming me home. I have food in the fridge. I was just feeling so appreciative of being able to come home to a place that's cozy and warm and safe and quiet. Other instances when I think about appreciation, there's so many things sometimes that we have to do and we just kind of get annoyed with them, like just daily activities. Right now I'm having so many snacks in between the day that I'm running the dishwasher almost every day just for 2 people, and I'm going, oh my gosh, I have to do the dishes again, I have to vacuum again, I have to clean the litter box again. But if you stop for a moment, and I caught myself in this, I need to do this. And instead, I was just like, you know what? We have it so easy these days. I mean, to do laundry, which I also probably do daily, you really just have to open the machine, dump your laundry and detergent in, and close it, and choose the setting, and you're done. Can you imagine what it would be like if you're the one actually like scrubbing and actually working the laundry to get it clean? It would be much different. So I just remember when I'm going through everyday tasks and household chores, I remember how much easier they are now. And I just remember to be appreciative of, oh my gosh, somebody actually thought to make this more convenient. And somebody came up with these great things. Always appreciating running water, hot water when you're taking your shower. It's just, gosh, we really do have it good. We have it really, really good. Vacuuming, I'm so glad that there's something that will keep my carpet clean, to pick up all the hair, to pick up all the dirt. So if you can get into a state of appreciation rather than annoyance, it really does a whole lot of good. I remember, I want to say it was Jack Canfield. He's very big on appreciation. He always says at the end of the night, think about 5 things to appreciate about your day. And he always says, when he goes to clean the kitchen with his wife, he always says, come on, honey, let's make the kitchen sparkle. And so if you use something like that to just make it fun and remind yourself, it's such a privilege to have so many wonderful things around you. Sometimes I just look around my apartment, especially when I'm feeling lonely or just, like I'm just having a hard day. I'm just looking around my apartment going, there are so many things. I mean, every single item that's on me, that's in my apartment, has been invented by somebody. Somebody had the vision for it. Somebody put the product together. Somebody mapped it out. Somebody measured it. Somebody fine-tuned it. Somebody delivered it. I mean, look at how many people have their hands in everything that's around you that you see on a daily basis. It really is an amazing world of interconnectedness, and we do help each other out a whole lot. And it's just amazing to me that we have, so many great things around us and that we are helping each other out. It's just really, I'm so appreciative of people who came up with, I remember I watched an artist in Cancun actually paint this, and it was amazing. It was so amazing. Look at all these books behind me. Every single one of these authors took the time to write down their thoughts, their experiences, their beliefs, I have a whole huge collection of movies. You know, how many people had their hands in actually making a film that's like an hour and a half of entertainment to me? How much, you know, time did that cost each one of these people? It's just amazing that we have such great resources. So there's always so much to appreciate around you. And of course, the other big thing I feel like is so important to appreciate on a daily basis is your own body. Our bodies do so much for us. I remember going through a phase where I hadn't quite fine-tuned my diet yet, and I was going through a lot of gluten sensitivity and just food allergy, and I was just feeling horrible a lot of the time. And I definitely had a rebellious streak of, why do I need to clean up my diet? So many people get to eat whatever they want. It's not fair, blah, blah, blah. Just hating my body and hating my symptoms, and it doesn't do you any good. And I came around. But just, you know, having this moment of being so incredibly grateful for this body. I always call it, it's the vehicle that's carrying around my soul. And I do want to care for this vehicle. It's an amazing healing machine if given the chance. I have read so many books on nutrition, on holistic healing, and it's amazing the stories that you read about how people beat up their bodies, how bad their diet is, and their lifestyle choices, and they get really, really sick. And a lot of times not until it's almost like they get a death sentence that they turn it around and say, you know what, I want to live. And the way the body can turn around, I mean, just tumors disappearing, it's absolutely incredible. The body is amazing. And just listening to your own heartbeat, appreciating that no matter what, every single day, every single night, every single moment, your heart continues to beat. Every moment you're taking another breath without even being conscious of it. There's so many thousands of like bodily function, you know, chemistry that's going on in your body that we don't have to be conscious of, but your body does it. It's an amazing machine. And having appreciation for your body, especially when you're mad at it for whatever, you know, if it's giving you a symptom, if you're having back pain, if you're, you know, looking in the mirror going, oh God, you know, train yourself on the heels of that kind of negative thought to be like, oh my gosh, look at all these things my body does for me. Look at all these times it is there for me. I'm just so appreciative of being able to walk, of being able to, you know, be pain-free. Even for me, this pregnancy has been incredibly pain-free. Here and there, I have a little bit of back pain. I do some yoga. I'm great. So just really appreciating your body goes a really long way. And the other big thing to appreciate in your life are the people immediately around you, you know, the people that you interact with every day. For example, your significant other. So many times when we're in such close proximity with somebody, they're the ones who kind of get wind of our mood the first people who kind of take the brunt of it. But it's not really fair. And I remember you know, my sister, we're currently sharing an apartment, so we're roommates. And the other day I was just like, oh, I need to vacuum again. Can't she vacuum? She was just off for 4 straight days. What was she doing? She can't even vacuum. And then the very next thought was, but look at all the things she did do. She cleaned the kitchen. She emptied the dishwasher. She did the laundry. She did, you know, whatever. So instead of getting hung up on that one detail that your partner or coworker or roommate didn't do, look at all the stuff that they do for you. And you know, that's another one that I actually read in my in one of my birthing books or just pregnancy books, which I'm actually doing this without the father of this baby. He's choosing not to be a part of it. And so I'm really appreciative of my sister being around. But I read, you know, in this book, don't expect things from your partner if he has never done this before. If he was never that great at being an emotional support for you before, don't expect him to really be there during labor for you on the emotional front unless you really talk about it and he is wanting to learn how to better, you know, be there for you. If he's not, you know, a great cook and wants to be in the kitchen all the time prepping food, don't expect that he's just automatically going to pick that up after you have the baby and you really need him to do that. Make plans otherwise, you know, talk to him, say, this is really important to me. What are we going to do about it? And either he will want to change it and do something about it, or y'all just plan on, okay, where do we order takeout? Is my mother-in-law, you know, able to cook and bring things by? Just make plans for it, but don't make unrealistic expectations. And to kind of loop it back around to appreciation, appreciate him for the things that he does do. So many more times people do, you know, 6 things right and maybe 2 things wrong, and we hone in on those 2 things that we're unhappy with, and it's really not fair. So look at all the things that people do for you, where they do show up. Don't be mad at them forever for the one time they didn't show or had to reschedule, when all the other times they have been there for you right as they said they would. So really appreciate the people around you. What else do we have? My cat. Appreciating my cat. That's a cute little story. There was a time period where my cat Apollo would wake me up at like 4:30 in the morning, just every morning, just meowing at the top of his lungs, demanding his breakfast. And I was just getting so fed up with it. I was like, I'm not going to be dominated by a cat. Next thing I know, it's just going to get, that's actually what it was. It got earlier and earlier. First it was 6 o'clock. I was like, okay, fine, I'll get up, I'll feed you. Then it was 5:30. I was like, all right, I'll get up and then kind of cozy back in bed once I fed you. And then I was like, you know what? I am not being dominated by a cat. So I just started ignoring him, but I was just like steaming and fuming under my blankets going, oh, I can't believe this cat. He's making so much ruckus. I mean, it even got to the point where I like stuck him in the carrier in the bathroom, and of course he like chewed his way through the carrier. It was hilarious. So then I was like, okay, I love this cat, and I really just worked on appreciation because, you know, one of my favorite spiritual teachers, Abraham Hicks, always says, you create every single thing in your reality, and the way to get rid of it, you know, is not to focus on what you don't want, because everything you focus on, you draw closer to you. So by me focusing on this cat aggravating me and annoying me, I was just pulling it towards me every single day. I was recreating it. So I was like, okay, what's a different approach that I can take? And I just started appreciating him. So whenever he would wake me up at 4:30 in the morning, I would put a smile on my face, and I would just appreciate him and just think of all the times when I come home and he's right there. You know, he's greeting me at the door. He's rolling around on the floor. He loves to come cuddle with me. He like sleeps in bed with me at night. He curls up in my lap when I do a meditation. Just the fact that he like, you know, approaches me. He's already purring as he's approaching me. He hasn't even gotten to my lap and he's already purring. I love that. So just thinking about all these things, appreciating all these things. And you know what? I tell you what, it did not take 3 days, and this cat stopped waking me up early in the morning. He let me sleep in until whenever I was getting up. Once he heard my alarm, then he was like, all right, it's time for food. But I just thought it was so amazing how just the simple fact of just shifting my energy around that and just appreciating him made such a huge difference. So hey, power of appreciation, I tell you. Other little annoyances, it's so great to appreciate even annoyances. I remember having a flat tire, and just through that whole experience, I was just appreciating. I was like, you know what? This is really the best scenario it could have happened. It was in the evening, but it wasn't dark yet. It wasn't in the middle of the night. I was able to safely, you know, pull over somewhere. I was, you know, 10 minutes from home, so I wasn't feeling totally out of the place. I called AAA. They came within 45 minutes. You know, I got my tire fixed for free the next day at Discount Tire. So all these things just kind of fit together and worked out perfectly, even though I had to deal with the annoyance of a flat tire. But hey, you know, thinking in the grand scheme of everything, I am so appreciative that it didn't happen while I was driving, 65 miles an hour on the highway, or on a rainy day, or, whatever. There's so many things to appreciate, even when you're feeling like, ugh, this thing, really? What is it that you are able to appreciate in this current challenge that you're facing, whether it's about your body or your health or a weight issue or whatever you're facing right now? If it's a relationship, what is it that you can actually appreciate about this? What are you learning about this? What is it giving to you? What are you able to see that you weren't able to see before? For me, for example, with my upcoming challenge of labor, what can I appreciate, while I'm in the pain of labor? I will definitely be appreciating that I have my sister right there with me. She doesn't have to be there, but she chooses to be there and go through this with me. I'm going to appreciate the midwife that is there. I'm going to appreciate the birthing center for setting up such a beautiful atmosphere. I'm going to appreciate my son, choosing to come to this earth through me. It's just an amazing miracle. He wasn't planned, but I'm just so incredibly excited to meet him. And it's just appreciating that everything really is unfolding beautifully and perfectly in my life. And that's really kind of the closing thought that I want you to remember, is that when you wake up in the morning, I don't always wake up and be like, oh, yay, another day. But it is so great to remember to be thankful. I really do believe that we have a very particular purpose on this planet, each one of us. And if you wake up in the morning and you're still breathing life into this body, that means that you're here for a very particular reason. So just remember that and just say, this day really can be different. It really can be unique, and it really can give me amazing experiences. It really is up to me and what I make of it and what I open my eyes and my heart to see. So just remember that in the morning when you wake up, to be, I'm breathing, I'm alive, my heart is beating, my body loves me, and somebody else out there loves me because they're always around me, they're always here with me and for me, and I'm still breathing life into this body through my spirit. So, appreciation. I feel like that is always a great help through any challenge. Appreciate the people who are with you and around you and helping you through this challenge, and there are always, always, always resources, people, so many people that you can ask. So appreciation. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you tomorrow on ETA 56 Days.